In swimming, classification is obviously a process that every young swimmer will have to look forward to as a multi-class swimmer.
Going into classification for the first time can be a bit daunting.
It's very stressful.
It is quite scary, and especially for like neurological athletes like myself.
It's the feeling of, will I get outclassed and will I not be able to compete with para anymore?
I know my first time, I didn't really know what was going on. All I knew was that I was going to go speak to some people, and at the end, they would let me compete in a swimming race.
I've had those thoughts like very often when I was sort of coming into international. Like I was like, oh, I'm not going to be outclassed as an S14.
Having them measure my range of motion, ask me questions about my condition and things like that, it was a little bit daunting.
It does include quite an invasive bench test, and like you're monitored very closely. And I guess what they want to see from you is your impairment and how it affects your swimming.
You just kind of sit in a room with, I think it's physio, and they do a bunch of physio tests on you. And then you jump in the pool, swim a few laps. They watch you swim those laps and they classify you according to your ability.
I really wanted to participate in multi-class swimming, and so I knew that at the end of the day it would be a positive experience overall. But yeah, it can be a little bit daunting at first when you're not aware of what's involved and what they need to do to classify you.
It's a scary experience, but if you're being honest and if you're being truthful to your abilities, then there should be nothing to worry about.
There will never be no perfect system for classing disability. I feel like the process that they have, I could not come up with a better one. Classification is one of those things where you just have to be honest about yourself. You have to give them exactly what you can do and can't do.
Be reassured by the professionals and by these people who are supporting you and everything. You just got to listen to them and just do it.
Just let the testers do what they do, and the main thing is if you're being honest, everything will be fine.
Number one, be honest and be completely yourself.
I think just be true to who you are. I feel like there are some that, I don't know, just like hide their personalities a little bit. Like it's not overly daunting.
There's no need to be nervous. It's just like a normal training session, except maybe with a few extra stretches at the start. But other than that, it's you just jump in, swim a couple of laps, and then they come out and give you a number.
I feel like if you're so too busy focusing on how you look, you would just either blow it out or not do the right things properly.
And number two, like actually talking to them really helps, because they are genuinely nice people and they just want to put you where you need to be, and they want to make sure that it's fair for you and fair for your competitors.
Maybe for the first time you're unsure what's happening, but it's what you got to do to get into para swimming.
It's not like if you get outclassed, you can't swim. You can still swim, you just won't, be the same. If that makes sense. You still feel the same.
I feel like if you just hop in there saying, look, I'm just going to swim like I always do. I'm not going to change anything. I'm going to be honest with them. I feel like that's the best thing you can possibly do, because if that means, you move up a class or it's not the result you want, you can honestly say to yourself, I gave them honesty. And if this is what they determine, these are now the goals I have to set for myself, and I have to go from there.
So be honest, be prepared, and don't be afraid of the classifiers. I actually had a little bit of banter between my classifiers in my previous classification. But yeah, obviously it's a serious thing that just has to be done, and you just got to go in and get it done.